Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barrett. Got something really interesting here for you as you look ahead into next week, headed towards Veterans Day in the middle of November. So we're looking at the temperature outlook here from the Climate Prediction Center. This goes from November 11th through November 15th. So this is the second half of next week. So looking at the long range here, and you can see it shows the eastern half of the country turning quite chilly. We're going to have a front coming through on Sunday, and that is going to have a real impact on what we have around here as far as our weather is concerned. It looks like we could possibly see our first freeze of the season. So this is how that's going to shape up. So a front's going to come in on Sunday. That front's going to drive in much chillier air. You can start to feel it in the afternoon. Now it still gets to mid-70s that afternoon, but then as we get to the later part of the afternoon, going into the evening, those winds will be picking up, and you'll notice the temperature beginning to drop and change. And then we get to Monday, and it's going to be really windy throughout the day. We're probably going to have winds 20, 25, maybe even 30 miles per hour throughout the day. And you can see the highs on Monday are only going to be in the mid-50s. So it's going to feel like it's in the 40s, even in the middle of the afternoon. You're going to have to bundle up in the afternoon on Monday. It is going to be really, really cold. And then overnight Monday, going into Tuesday morning, the winds are going to start to die off. And once those winds start to calm down and start to level off, that's going to allow those temperatures to really get very cold. And by Tuesday morning, we're going to see a freeze through a good bit of our area. The only real question is how far south will that freeze make it? Will it make it all the way down to, say, the I-10 area? That's one of the big question mark here for us on Tuesday morning. And I wanted to show you this because if we do get down to freezing in Mobile on Tuesday morning, last 5 years, you can see first freeze was at the very end of the month. So it would be a couple of weeks earlier than generally what we would expect. So I mean, it will be very cold. Even if we just get close to freezing, it's going to be a morning that is well below average there for us on Tuesday morning. Now, the last time I had to go back and look through the records, the last time we dropped down to freezing as early as November 11th was in 2011. That's when we actually broke the record for November 11th back in 2011. So 14 years ago, we dropped down to 31 degrees that morning. That is the all-time record for November 11th for Mobile, is 31 degrees set back in 2011. We're going to be very close to that here for this upcoming Tuesday for Veterans Day morning. So it's just something to keep in mind. A lot of the kids will be out of school because it is Veterans Day, and it's going to be a very cold start and perhaps the earliest freeze of the season in 14 years. That's very, very possible. So you stay tuned to Fox 10. Of course, we'll keep you up to date, letting you know how it all works out for this possible freeze next week. Bye now.